Everyone has noticed that there is a huge interest in owning a Tesla. But what not everyone realizes is that the biggest obstacle is not the desire itself. It is the price. And that is precisely where the new Model 2 comes in, as the missing piece of the puzzle. Elon Musk was direct when he said that Tesla's mission goes beyond making cutting-edge electric cars. It is about making this technology accessible to everyone. The market offers several electric options, but few really fit the average consumer's budget. The Model 2 is here to change this scenario. It was not created as a simplified version of previous models, but rather as the key to democratizing access to electric vehicles. At Tesla's last earnings conference, Musk made it clear, the Model 2 is not just a distant concept. Development is already underway, with road tests and internal movements indicating that it may arrive sooner than many imagine. The anticipation surrounding this car is no surprise. It is being touted as the first truly affordable Tesla, a promise the company has been making for years. And most impressively, it does so without sacrificing performance, energy efficiency, or the technological identity that has made Tesla a global reference. What is most striking is not only the estimated price of around $15,000, but the fact that this price does not seem to imply any major concessions. This won't be a basic car without any style or personality. The Model 2 is being designed based on everything Tesla has learned from its previous models, bringing the best of each one, but with an absolute focus on production efficiency and cost reduction. It's as if the company took all the experience accumulated over the last decade and applied it under a new logic. Less luxury, more impact. The idea of an entry-level Tesla has always raised questions. How can it maintain high performance without going over budget? How can it offer advanced technology at a lower price than a Honda Civic? The answer seems to lie in engineering that reuses and reinvents. Instead of starting from scratch, Tesla is optimizing components, rethinking materials, and streamlining processes without any fancy solutions, just intelligence and planning. But make no mistake, even though it's Tesla's cheapest model to date, the Model 2 is far from being treated as a secondary car. Internally, it's seen as the brand's next big step, a gateway to new audiences. And it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that it has a potential to become the company's best-selling car in history. The logic is simple. The more people who can buy it, the more people enter the Tesla ecosystem. This paves the way for future updates, brand loyalty, and even greater growth. This strategy makes perfect sense in the current scenario. Electric cars are gaining popularity, and more consumers want to abandon combustion engines. But many are faced with the still high prices. The Model 2 arrives as a direct response to this pent-up demand. It is not just another option. It is a game changer, a model that puts pressure on competitors, moves the market, and forces other automakers to rethink their own entry-level offerings. The impact may be even greater than it seems. One interesting point is the appeal that the Model 2 has with a younger audience. People who grew up seeing Tesla as a futuristic brand, but who until now could only dream of owning one. With this more affordable version, this generation will finally be able to drive a Tesla. And not just any Tesla, but one that delivers electric performance, connectivity, and the brand's signature innovation, all in a more compact format and at a reduced price. Choosing Giga, Texas as the main production site for the Model 2 wasn't just a matter of logistics. It was a strategic decision. To avoid tariffs, optimize the supply chain, and concentrate operations in location where Tesla already has a strong manufacturing expertise. Initially, the expectation was that the car would be produced in Mexico, but the move shows the company's attention to detail for this crucial launch. But recent changes in U.S. trade policy have altered Tesla's original plans. Instead of building a new vehicle in Mexico, the company has decided to centralize everything on American soil. The result? The heart of the Model 2 project has been moved to the same complex where other Tesla innovations are coming to life. But the most surprising thing isn't even the manufacturing location, but rather the method used to build it. Model 2 production is following a new philosophy internally called DOP. In practice, this means eliminating everything that is not absolutely essential to the car's performance and functionality. Engineers take what already exists, strip it down to the bare minimum, and rebuild it with a laser focus on efficiency. This approach dramatically reduces costs and speeds up manufacturing, as the entire system, from parts to assembly lines, has been simplified to the extreme. But this simplification is far from a one-off. Quite the opposite. Tesla is applying everything it has learned from the Cybercab, a vehicle designed for urban transportation, to make the Model 2 more accessible, practical, and durable. A clear example of this new logic is the use of OFO-ready colored plastic panels, which do not require conventional automotive paint. This not only cuts steps in the production process, but also makes repairs easier and avoids the hassle of visible scratches, since the color is in the material itself. Additionally, much of the Model 2 structure will be shared with the Cybercab. We're talking less powerful engine, smaller batteries, a more compact body, all cleverly reused. The idea is not to reduce performance, but to adapt it to the car's purpose, to be efficient, functional, and cost-effective. Instead of creating everything from scratch, Tesla is betting on a modular system, using tried and tested components and adapting them to a new configuration. This strategy ensures that the car has a competitive price, without compromising reliability. What's more, this reuse also shortens assembly time. By standardizing parts and processes, Tesla can manufacture more units in less time, something essential for a model designed for mass production. That's why the company is investing heavily in automation and robotics, with a focus on maintaining quality even in the face of high demand. The result is a faster, leaner, and more surgically precise assembly line. Another point that draws attention is the choice of materials. Tesla is betting on cheaper, but resistant alternatives. One example is the use of often-forced polymer, which in addition to being lighter than metal, is more resistant to small impacts. This helps not only reduce costs, but also the overall weight of the car, which translates into better energy efficiency and greater autonomy, even with smaller batteries. And there's more. Tesla will use the concept of optical foundries, molding large parts of the car into single pieces of metal. Instead of assembling it with dozens of smaller parts, the Model 2 will have the front and rear sections produced this way, something that has already been successful in other models of the brand. It is as if entire pieces of the car were printed in giant molds, ready to be fitted together. Even with so many decisions aimed at reducing costs, what is most impressive about the Model 2 is the technical level it promises to deliver. A cheaper car, yes, but without giving up the technological identity and performance that have put Tesla at the top of the automotive industry. Calling the Model 2 an entry-level car would almost be an insult when you consider that it delivers 300 Newton-meters of torque in just 0.1 seconds. This kind of immediate response is rare even in much more expensive electric models, let alone in an affordable vehicle. The acceleration sensation is so intense that it feels like the car is glued to the seat with a light touch of the pedal, turning even the simplest journeys into mini daily adventures. And this isn't just theory. Prototypes of the Model 2 have already been spotted testing in the United States, revealing exactly what this engine is capable of. On the track, it was able to accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5.3 seconds. For comparison, many combustion cars that cost twice as much don't even come close to that. The most impressive thing? This performance doesn't depend on ideal road conditions. It also holds up well in everyday driving. Tight turns, sudden braking, quick restarts. The Model 2 handles all of this with surprising stability. Much of this is due to the independent rear suspension with a multi-link system, which ensures greater control and smoothness even at higher speeds. The result? Less body roll, more precise cornering, and a more refined driving feel. For those accustomed to the traditional behavior of a compact car, the difference is striking. It's as if the Model 2 had the spirit of a sports car, just without the flashy looks or the hefty price tag. Another point praised by those who follow the test is the traction control system. Even with such explosive torque, the car remains firmly on the ground, without skidding or frights. This shows that Tesla didn't just dump power. It also invested heavily in electronic calibration and software adjustments to ensure that everything works in perfect harmony. And this is something rarely seen in popular cars. What's more, performance is stable and consistent. In simulated overtaking and continuous acceleration, the Model 2 reached 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour, in just 11 seconds while maintaining total control. This is especially important for everyday situations like merging onto a highway or pulling away from a green light. The car responds quickly, giving the feeling that there's always power left, even when you're driving moderately. And there's more. In cone cornering tests, the Model 2 achieved 0.9 G of lateral force without even causing the tires to squeal. In other words, it has real grip, not only in a straight line, but also in curves, giving the driver a clear sense of mastery of the car. And the best part is that all of this happens intuitively, without requiring any special skill from the driver. Technology does the work behind the scenes, allowing anyone to experience precise and safe driving just by driving normally. Another technical detail that makes a big difference is the weight distribution. Thanks to the lower position of the batteries, the Model 2 center of gravity is just 45 centimeters above the ground. It may seem like just a number, but in practice, this changes everything. The car is firmer, more stable, and much more enjoyable to drive. In addition, the balance between the front and rear axles has been adjusted to achieve the ideal 50-50 ratio, something highly valued among sports car fans. With all this performance and control, an inevitable question arises. What about autonomy? How much can the Model 2 run on a single charge? And this is precisely where it starts to leave its competitors behind. The trump card is in the adoption of sodium-ion batteries, a technology that until recently seemed far from commercial production. Tesla decided to anticipate the future and implement this innovation in its most affordable model. It's a bold move, and if successful, it could completely redefine the electric car market. These batteries have two big advantages right off the bat: low production cost and greater thermal stability. In other words, they are cheaper and safer without compromising performance, a real game changer for making electric vehicles more affordable and sustainable. What really stands out about the Model 2 is its impressive range. In real-world tests, the car managed to travel up to 400 miles on a single charge, an impressive number for a vehicle in this price range. For comparison, many affordable electric models barely exceed 180 miles. Most importantly, these results were not obtained in controlled laboratory environments, but rather on varied routes, with changes in temperature, terrain, and speed. And when winter arrives, performance does not disappoint. Sodium-ion batteries have shown remarkable efficiency even in sub-zero temperatures. While lithium batteries tend to lose performance in cold weather, Tesla's new solution maintained up to 80% of its functional capacity even at minus 28 degrees Celsius. For those who live in cold regions, this represents much more than just savings. It means a certainty that the car will continue to operate normally, without any surprises or unexpected failures. It is a competitive advantage that cannot be ignored. Another point worth highlighting is safety. Sodium-ion cells virtually eliminate the risk of combustion, one of the biggest concerns when it comes to electric cars, especially in collision situations. Since this type of battery does not use flammable liquid electrolytes, the likelihood of spontaneous fires drops drastically. This makes it not only more affordable and resistant, but also one of the safest on the market to date. When it comes to durability, the tests are even more encouraging. The new battery pack is capable of withstanding up to 3,000 complete recharge cycles before any significant drop in performance. In practice, this represents around 750,000 kilometers of useful life, a number that surpasses even electric vehicles in more expensive categories. And even without offering wireless charging, like some of Tesla's own luxury models, the Model 2 compensates with ultra-fast charging at V4 stations. In just 15 minutes, you can get back on the road with good autonomy. And with Tesla's supercharger infrastructure expanding to increasingly remote areas, owning a Tesla no longer depends on living near major urban centers. This new type of battery also has a positive impact on the total cost of ownership. With such a long battery life and virtually no maintenance, the initial investment pays for itself over time. There's no need to worry about frequent replacements or unexpected costs, making Model 2 a reliable and cost-effective option, especially among entry-level models. But all this innovation would be worthless if the car didn't offer real safety. And that's exactly where the Model 2 breaks a dangerous market pattern that cheap vehicles have to sacrifice protection. While many entry-level electric cars skimp on airbags, the new Tesla comes with a complete package from the most basic version. There are 8 airbags distributed throughout the car's interior, including frontal, side, curtain, and even knee protection for the driver and passenger, a standard that was previously exclusive to much more expensive cars. And the features don't stop there. The model also has an automatic emergency braking system, with sensors that identify obstacles in real time and can activate the brakes if the driver doesn't react in time. This type of technology is extremely useful in urban traffic, where pedestrians, bicycles, and motorcycles can appear unexpectedly. And the best part, all of this is included in the basic package, without the need to pay for more expensive versions. Another important highlight is the blind spot monitoring system, something rarely found in cars in this price range. It uses side sensors and visual alerts on the dashboard to inform the driver of the presence of nearby vehicles, significantly reducing the risk of accidents when changing lanes on expressways. Furthermore, the car's design itself promotes safety. The large windows and less intrusive pillars provide excellent visibility, making driving easier in any environment. It's an approach that combines technology with practical solutions, and that extends to virtual crash tests. With more than 10 million kilometers simulated under various conditions, rain, snow, potholes, high speed, the Model 2 showed a 43% lower chance of accidents compared to combustion vehicles. In its class, the Model 2 stands out impressively, and it's not just because of its track and lab performance. Part of that performance comes from an advanced digital database that allows engineers to predict and correct problems early in the development phase, even before mass production. This provides a level of refinement that few entry-level models can match. Even cruise control, usually seen as a feature of more expensive cars, is included as standard. In the case of the Model 2, it is adaptive, automatically adjusting the speed to maintain a safe distance from the vehicle in front. This type of assistance makes all the difference, especially on long trips, when fatigue can compromise the driver's reflexes. In these moments, the car takes over part of the task, offering greater safety and peace of mind to the driver. Another interesting point is the vehicle's internal structure. Tesla developed a new metal alloy for the Model 2 safety cell, which increases the chassis strength without adding extra weight. This structure was designed to absorb impacts intelligently, directing the force of collisions away from the occupants. It is the same technology used in the brand's more expensive models, such as the Model S and Model Y, and is now also present in the most affordable model in the line. And speaking of accessibility, Tesla also thought about users with reduced mobility, such as the elderly or people with joint problems, who usually have difficulty getting in and out of small cars. In the Model 2, this obstacle was solved with wider doors, a flat floor, and a generous interior space, both in the front and back seats. It may seem like a simple detail, but this completely changes comfort and usability in everyday life. At night, safety has also been taken to another level. The Model 2 comes equipped with full LED headlights that automatically adjust the intensity and range of the light according to the car's speed and the presence of other vehicles. This ensures better visibility in dark areas and prevents dazzling oncoming drivers, a feature normally restricted to luxury models. Ultimately, the Model 2 is changing the way we think about an entry-level car. Every design and technology choice shows that Tesla is reshaping what it means to offer an affordable vehicle, without sacrificing comfort, safety, and innovation.